Same age. What would your advice be, financial advice for kids who are just coming out of college, just starting? What would be the one or two things they could do that would make sure that they're okay when they get older?
Well, they have to have a career, and they have to, if they're just starting out, like if they get a job with a corporation, let's say, whether it's automotive or whatever it is, and they're in a corporation and they have a 401k available to them, and they say, well, after 6 months we'll start to match it. You just go all in. You just do whatever
maximize
you can.
whatever the maximum amount is?
Yep.
And what does that do for them over 20, 30, 40 years?
Well, what it does is, first of all, they're not paying taxes on that money. And if they leave that job, because nowadays people don't stay in the same place for 30 years, they can roll it into an IRA. But if somebody's willing to match it and give you money, it's like a bonus.
But they're tempted to maybe buy a little nicer car, but you'd say don't spend that money there. Max out first, because
the biggest thing is, and I've had to do this. I had to do this with Michael's sister Emily, not with you, Michael, but you have to put money away for taxes if you're like self-employed, because what happened, and I learned this, and my daughter learned this, the first year that you're making money, you're so excited. All that money's in sitting in your checking account, and you finally have some money. You've gone to college, and then guess what happens? April 15th, you have to pay your taxes.
And you didn't save enough.
And nobody told you.
Don't forget about your taxes.
Nobody told you to put money away. So it's your job as parents to tell.
Yeah, if you work for someone else, they take the money and you don't even know that's happening. But if you work for yourself, you got to set it aside.
I've seen that as like the number one mistake for self-employed, no matter how age. Or the thing is, if you have extra money, or even if parents want to help their kids out a little bit, open a Roth IRA for them. They're fabulous.
What do you think about the 529 plans? How did those pan out?
They're fabulous. Look, you're using them for yours.
Right, you had me set them up for my three daughters.
When they were babies.
Yeah.
And I have clients using them now for grandparents out there, or anybody, if you have gifts, open up a 529 for your children or grandchildren.
For those of you who don't know, Mom, give us a quick lesson on what a 529 is.
So a 529 plan was set up years ago to help children finance their college education, and whatever money goes in, if it's used for education, it's tax-free.
It's not just education. It's housing.
No.
I thought it is housing.
No. A 529 plan is strictly education.
Books.
Oh, well, when you say housing, you mean like dormitory.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant to buy a house.
Okay, I thought, because I think I'm
no,
taking money out of the accounts to pay for it.
No, it's dormitory, it's books.
Right, room and board.
Classes. And it's fabulous because you could, let's say, the baby's born, you put in $50 a month, set it up, automatic.
And grandparents could put money in.
You get, in the old days, grandparents would give checks. Oh, it's birthdays, it's Christmas, it's Hanukkah, here's a check. I always say, take that money and put it into the 529 plan.
And then it grows tax-free.
Yep.
And you take it out when your kids are in school.
And the beautiful thing is, people will say, well, what if my child gets a scholarship or doesn't need the money? Their siblings can use the same account. You can change beneficiaries.
That's great.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
And the worst case scenario is if you didn't use it, you'd have to pay taxes on it.
Correct.
Which you would have had to do anyway.
Correct.